Yo, hello, lovely people. Today I want to talk to you about the best ways you can increase your damage while spending the least amount of gold, or let's say in the most efficient way. Because Brelshaza is coming, we know the date, and we don't want her to slaughter us like she did the last time. If you remember, Gate 5, Gate 6, hard mode at the time, it was horrible. So this time, we gotta make sure we are ready. And while I personally was trying to research what the best way to increase your damage is right now, I stumbled upon a Reddit post. The official version is coming from Korea. It's from Portia Official. He's the math guy. We already referenced him in older videos. And this video, or at least a part of it, was translated and prepared by Alvinx with the help of Brelshaza. So big shout out to them for putting this on Reddit and bringing me to the idea of making a video about it. I will obviously put a link of the Reddit post in the description and as well the original video of Portia. I hope I didn't slaughter his name. All that said, let's talk about the gear requirements for Brelshaza first. Because my wife, she went to some Korean streamers to ask their opinion about, okay guys, what is the minimum requirements? What do we need to clear Brelshaza? And I found the answer actually quite surprising, because when I remembered watching him doing Brelshaza, it seemed really hard. But the requirement is surprisingly low, if you ask me. So if we talk about normal mode, it's actually the opposite, because for normal mode, they are recommending go 1680, have full arc passive, and you can easy peasy clear it. However, if you go in with your 1670 alt, you have mid rolls on your accessories and level 7 gems, it is clearable. It obviously just might be a harder experience. For hard mode, however, you should have your gems sorted out. Most of them should be on level 8. Ideally, you have full 8, but as not every level 8 gem gives you so much more damage efficiency, you don't necessarily need to get all of them to level 8, but we talk about this in a minute. But on top, you need your accessories on mid rolls. And relic books are not necessary. And this is where it was really surprising to me, because when you watched the streamers doing it, even they had Esther weapons and they were struggling a lot with clearing Gate 1 in particular. So that the gear requirements in their opinions nowadays are so low, in my opinion, probably just shows they're very comfortable with the raid, which means, of course, we can clear it that way, but you might want to go and overgear it at least a little bit. So, all that said, let's have a look on the lovely sheet. This is what Alvinx prepared in a slightly different format. I pretty much copy-pasted the damage increase options and the damage increase numbers. What I adjusted is the market prices. So in Europe Central right now, it is the most efficient way to go for accessories. The cheapest, as you can see, is going for mid rolls. Gives you a 4.4% damage increase, which is 86k per 1% damage gain. So it is by far the cheapest option. I will not go into bracelets. If you have a shit bracelet and you want to go for it, do it. I think mine is around 11%, and it seems to be, from a gold perspective, efficient. But I don't want to touch bracelets anymore until we get the new ones. You also can go for high accessories if that's what you want. But obviously, having $1 million lying around to go on all high rolls on your accessories might be a little bit pricey. So that's really up to you. The efficiency is obviously still really good, but you need to check how much gold you have and if you can go for multiple options at the same time, or where you want to maybe cheap out a little bit. Next up are the gems. So as I said, if you don't have your 8 gems sorted, at least go on your main skills to level 8. Like if you have a 60% skill, like a Surge Deathblade for example, then it gives you a 2% damage increase. So you should have this gem on 8 regardless. But if you are someone like a gunslinger, then having a 8 damage gem might not give you the highest efficiency in terms of damage gains. However, we all know the party finder. If you have full 8s, it always looks better, and people might accept you if you have full 8 gems, but may not accept you if you're having some 7 gems. So keep that in mind. It sucks because it is definitely not the highest efficiency, but you want to get into a lobby. Also want to quickly mention why the level 7 to 8 cooldown gem is considered such a big damage increase. And the way Portia, sorry for slaughtering his name again, explained it is that this is only a damage increase efficiency of 2.19% if this upgrade, together with the Arc passive cooldown reduction, is making it possible to to put your skill 2 times in a damage rotation. So you need to check your class and check if any of your skill will be able to fit potentially 2 times in your rotation, or maybe 1.5 times in the rotation compared to before. And then the damage increase is actually quite significant. If that's not the case, then it doesn't really make sense to upgrade your gem from 7 to 8, because the increase you will get is much lower. Generally speaking, I would say if you have your 8 gems sorted and you're not a transformation class, then don't think about gems. You're done. If you're a transformation class, of course, you can go for level 9 gems. They will give you a really good efficiency, but other than that, focus on other pieces. And that brings me to relic books. I listed a lot of different options in terms of the prices, because some of the books you can go for are currently sitting at 25k, or some even cheaper depending on your class. For instance, I checked Master's Tenacity because I saw people running around with full relic Master's Tenacity. It is 13k only. And for your class, again, the damage increase might be a little bit different. This is like an average value of what the relic books can give you, but the 2.6 mostly can only be achieved if you go for something like Cursed Doll, Grudge, Keenblind Weapon, but it really depends on your class, so you will have to check that out based on your class. I can't tell you. However, in any case, if the books are relatively cheap, below 50k, go for it if you have the bucks, because it is a very good option to get additional damage. Last but not least, we love it. We all love it. We want to go honing. Honing the weapon, every upgrade gives you a 1.3% damage increase. And this price includes, based on the max roll calculator, the average scenario, and you buy all the materials. Which means when you have the materials, honing your weapon is pretty much the cheapest thing you can do. As soon as you start buying, obviously that changes. But if you just tap week by week with all the materials you gain from Chaos Dungeon, Guardian Raid, etc., and you funnel it to your main, then you absolutely should try to get a higher weapon. I personally am aiming for plus 21. Not sure if it will happen, but it seems to be the most efficient option, because what else you can go for? Accessories high mids has a really good value in terms of damage, but do you have 5 million gold flying around? I personally don't. So try to go for what you can afford. That brings me to the last piece, your armor. Honing up each of your armor pieces 1 level gives you around a 1% damage increase. And the other big plus, you will not die in a one-shot. Hopefully. I'm a Sorc. Maybe I will still be a one-shot. But if you're a Breaker, Gunlance, or whatever, then it will definitely be very good for the upcoming raids. So let's summarize. What should you do? Gems, level 8. I mentioned it. Try to tap your weapon to plus 21 if you can. Ideally without buying mats, but probably you will run specifically out of redstones at some point. And last but not least, get at least your accessories on mid-rolls. And for the mid-roll accessories, I also looked into a budget option. So this price, 380k, is the current market price for a 5 fully rolled, refined ancient accessories. However, if you go for accessories which are only rolled once, then you notice they are cheaper, which means you could save 135,000 golds by only buying accessories which have one mid-roll, and you have to roll them 2 more times. This has a downside and an upside. So the downside is quite obvious. You need to collect shards to be able to roll them, which is around 1,875. Not around, it is 1,875 shards you will need. But on the other side, if you are lucky, you might be able to get another good roll on one of your pieces. I already bought all accessories with 1 slot, and I re-rolled this ring here, and I got a low roll on the crit damage. Is it amazing? Nah, but it is something. And if you buy one, which already has 3 rolls on it, then obviously there's nothing else on it that you will gain any damage from. Maybe you're super lucky, you make a high roll, you can even sell it with a high and mid roll and be a millionaire and go for something else. So now in terms of the shards, I said 1,875, and it sounds very intimidating at first because we constantly have a lack of shards. But if you break it down, how many shards can you actually make until Brelshaza is coming out? So Brelshaza is coming out in 24 days, presumably, because this is when one of the event shops is ending. So if you keep funneling your 20 shards, which you send over to your main every day, then you get a total of 400 shards, 480 shards. If you do your Chaos, Dungeon, and Guardian rested, you get another 228. And if you already have 5 ancient pieces, which you might have already because you did Aegir hard mode from day 1 or even a little bit later, then you get 900 shards from destroying the ones you already have, because they give you 40% back of what you spent. On top, tier 4 raids, including buying the Aegir box, if you are still buying it, which honestly you should because it gives you great value. Then you get another 200 per week, give or take, which gives you 1,808 shards, plus minus obviously, which is very close to what you need if you start preparing now. And in the end, if you're missing some, what you can always do, go to the auction house and check relic accessories, which are fully rolled. Currently the cheapest is 1,100. If you destroy them after buying, you get 24 shards back, and this can make up the difference. You obviously have to check how many Fions you have and if this is something you can do. But on the other hand, what you can also do, don't do Chaos and Guardian only rested. I know it's a huge time investment, but maybe only do it on your main. Then it's only 1 character more you have to do it, and this way you can probably make up the difference. Speaking of the accessories yourself, so if you re-roll them yourself, I also prepared a little sheet, which I already did when the Arc passive came out, where you can see the damage increase you're gaining from specific attributes on the accessories. So for attack power, weapon power, blah, blah, blah. I didn't include all the other options which you don't want to have. This, please note, this is based on specific classes always. When I made this for my Sorg, and I took the data from loabuilds.com, where you can check Korean characters, check their accessories, and then you see how much damage they are gaining, but it's always calculated on their specific gear. So the result might be a little bit different for your character in the end, but it gives you some kind of a direction. So guys, what is your plan for Brelshaza? Are you going for hard mode on day 1? Is it too intimidating for you? Are you trying normal modes? Can you even get to 1690? Advanced honing is a pain. Or are you already done? Is the preparation complete? Please let me know in the comments below what you are going for. And I really hope this video was helpful for you to get there and prepare, because we talked quite a bit on stream within the last weeks about the specific topic, and a lot of people apparently were seeking out for similar information. So please leave a like and subscribe if you like the video. My wife and I, we are trying to grow the channel and it helps us a lot to keep making content. You can also find us on twitch.tv Kappelmas. We stream from Wednesday to Monday. And if not, I hope to see you around for the next video. Have a good day and start preparing now.